still melt like comets on my tongue. Heart is full. Your words still melt like comets on my tongue. Heart is full. Your words still melt like comets on my tongue.
Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell, the CCI indicator, Commodity Channel Index. Do you know about this one? I made a video about this years ago, but I'm really starting to get enthusiastic about it again. I'm getting back into it and I wanted to make an update type of video on this. And if you don't know about it, I'll start from the basics. That's okay. It is CCI, Commodity Channel Index, but don't think that it's just for commodities. Don't think it's only for gold and silver and oil and things like that, although you can certainly use it for those. You can also use it for stocks, cryptocurrencies, whatever it is. And it could be used on pretty much any time frame. Right now I'm on tradingview.com and I'm using the Apple stock chart, 15-minute chart. But you don't have to use it on the short time frame. You can use it for daily candlestick charts, or you can use it for faster time frames. If you're an intraday trader, you can use it for 1-minute charts, candlestick charts, 2-minute, 5-minute, whatever. Okay, like most of the other indicators that I use, like RSI, MACD, stochastics, things like that, the lines will adjust to whatever time frame you're using. So it's pretty useful and adaptable, and it's really simple. You've just got that blue line there mostly, right? That's what I'm looking at, and that's called the CCI line, of course, right? But you also have a couple of other lines here which you want to know about. You've got the oversold level here, which is negative 100, and you've got the overbought level, which is positive 100, and then in the middle, they don't have a midline. Maybe they should, but if they had a midline, it would be at 0. So you have to get used to the negative numbers and the positive numbers, which you don't really see so much with the RSI, MACD, stochastics, things like that. And oftentimes you might see with stochastics 2 lines up there, and MACD you got a couple of lines and then a histogram. So those are more complex, more complicated. But the CCI is kind of a close cousin to the RSI insofar as mostly you don't have to do it this way, but mostly you're just going to see the one line and the overbought and the oversold. And then if you want to combine this with other indicators or moving averages, that is certainly something people can do for confirmation, right? But just looking at it by itself, just for this basic video, what you have is the one line. And then what a lot of people do is, and this is a standard settings, okay, the 20 is the standard setting that I have on TradingView here. Then what a lot of people do is they wait for the CCI line to go below the oversold level, which is negative 100, and then to pop back above negative 100, okay? And let's see how this works out with Apple stock. If you bought, well, if you bought here, you would have done great, okay? And then you have to be patient. You wait, you wait, you wait, okay? There it is, goes below negative 100, then pops back above, and then if you wanted to buy there, look at that, boom, right? It goes up. Not bad, right? Let's see how this works. Let's see, right here below and then back above. If you bought here, you would have done okay. It went up. Then it came back down, but then you get another chance at it. Below and then above, and it went up. And then again over here, went up. So this seems to be pretty consistent. You would have bought here, it went up, all right. Now notice again, you got to be patient, okay? There are going to be sometimes long periods of time when you're just not doing anything, and so you have to have that kind of discipline. But that's probably true with any indicator, right? You can use it or misuse it. So I recommend patience with any trading strategy or investing strategy. So one thing that's kind of important is that if you want to be super careful, then you want to take profits at the right time. Now, the CCI indicator, yeah, it can go up to 200 or 300. I've seen it, all right? That's really not that unusual. Check it out over here, going to 400. But do you want to be greedy? You want to be that greedy? I mean, if you want to be careful, you can get out if it gets to 100. I don't know, though. I think that might be taking profits too early for some people. I mean, it's up to you. You got to make your own decisions, right? You're responsible for your money at the end of the day. But given that this thing, it's not unusual for it to go to 400. Okay, went to it here, went to 400 here. All right, so if you took profits at 100, you might feel like you're missing out on some opportunities. You might be taking the small profits, and you want to probably let your winners run and cut your losers short, right? If you're not letting your winners run, then your overall profit and loss profile might be unfavorable. So you don't have to go by what it says here with the zone, with that light blue zone here, okay? And by the way, here's an interesting statistic. So I've heard that the price, or I should say the line here, not the price, sorry, the CCI line is within the zone here around 75% of the time. So it is meaningful. It's significant when the price goes above or below the zone here. All right, if it's in there around 75% of the time. I cannot confirm that that's true or not true, but that's what I've heard. So take that for whatever it's worth, right? And so it's kind of interesting to see how high it can go. Where do you take profits? Do you take it at 100 when it goes above it, or maybe when it goes above 100 and then goes back down below 100, which is possibly when the trend is reversing? That's one way to do it. Or you can extend this. You don't have to keep it on this setting here. All right, you can keep the the oversold level at negative 100, okay? But then if you want, or you can adjust it, but you can also adjust where you take profits. It doesn't have to be at 100 plus 100. You can make it 150, 200, 300, something like that. Depends how much risk you're willing to take and how far you're willing to let your winners run before you say, okay, that's good enough, I'm not going to get greedy. All right, so these are things to consider. You don't have to stick with the standard default settings. You can make adjustments, and if you're not getting enough signals, you can change the 20 as well. All right, you can mess around, play around with different settings on it and see what's right for you. And also, again, consider a confirmation signal of some sort. If you're just using it by itself, that may not get you those satisfactory results that you're looking for. So you may want to add a moving average or RSI, something like that. You can add MACD, stochastics, whatever it is. All right, so these are all things to consider. I just wanted to get you started. It's unusual getting used to negative numbers on an indicator. All right, but once you get used to it, I think you might even use it to replace RSI, which is similar but different. I'm not saying either one is better or worse than the other, right? So I hope this got you started, and I hope it gave you a couple of extra little tips and ideas to really enhance your returns, I hope. No guarantees, but try it out with virtual or demo trading, please, before you commit any real capital to anything, and have an exit plan. Okay, I want to keep your losses as small as possible. So thank you so much for watching and for listening. I will talk to you again soon.
Lifting up like comets on my